Hello everybody. Thought I'd do a quick update this morning just to kind of show you what we've got going on. We've got cleaned up pretty much from the flooding we had a couple of weeks ago. Dried out enough that we've got the east garden cultivated. I'm not going to put anything out obviously right now. I'm going to prepare this for fall gardening. I do have in the middle garden, I've got some black-eyed peas and some okra coming up, doing pretty good. And as well, got some stuff going on in the greenhouse. Just thought I'd kind of show you a couple of things we've got growing, and looking forward to fall. Inside the greenhouse here, I've got a couple of containers that have some tomatoes in them. I've got a couple of varieties, our favorites, that I'm trying to get going in here, and it's kind of tough. It gets pretty warm in here. We've had some days up in the upper 90s so far this year. But so far everything's done pretty good. Back in the corner there I've got some zucchini plants. Zucchini is one of our favorites this time of year. Unfortunately don't have any growing out in the garden, but we'll definitely have some in the fall. Lord willing, it stops raining. Over here in this corner I've got a container with some cucumbers in it, and also have a jalapeno pepper that's tucked in underneath those. Once the cucumbers die back, when it gets really hot, that pepper will do really good there in that spot. Growing in the greenhouse this time of year is kind of new to me. I usually don't have anything going on in the greenhouse. It just gets pretty hot here, and you know, our outside gardens are doing so well, we just kind of let this rest in here and fire this thing up come fall. So it's kind of a new learning curve for me to be inside the greenhouse in the summertime trying to get things to grow, but we're going to keep running at it. You see there, I do have some Roma tomatoes that are setting fruit in here. One of my concerns in the greenhouse would be that it's too hot for the blooms to set fruit, but so far it hasn't been a problem. I'm sure as we progress into the summertime this is going to become a problem, but we're going to try to ventilate it with some fans and keep these things going as long as we can. Here on the east side of my tomato containers I've got some seed trays with some new tomatoes coming up. These will be my fall tomatoes. I've got them on the east side here. They get the morning sun when it's straight overhead, but as the sun progresses to the west, these things are sheltered from that extreme sunlight we get this time of year. Here in the middle garden I've got some black-eyed peas coming up. I've got 4 rows. The outer row over here I've got some okra coming up. These black eyes will love our summer heat here in Texas. The variety of okra that I planted this year is a cowhorn. I planted this last year and just fell in love with it. Did real well for me. We've managed to dry out really well. We do have a situation developing south of us. Tropical Storm Bill is projected to make landfall here in a couple of hours. They're looking at anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of rain depending on where this thing tracks, but it looks like it's going to come right over the top of Dallas-Fort Worth. We're just north of them. We could be in for some more flooding, hopefully not. We kind of went around last night and prepared the best we could. We'll see how things work out with that. The grapes have seemed to fare pretty well with the wet weather. The spot they're in is just a little bit higher than the garden areas, so they've been able to kind of, you know, dry out just a little bit. I've had just a little bit of yellowing of some leaves, but fruit set is really good on them. Harvest anything like it was last year, we're going to have a pretty good crop. Blackberries here along the fence have done really well for us. We've gotten quite a bit off here this year. I've got some picked that we did last night that we're going to make some blackberry jam this morning. I've also been able to indulge ourselves a little bit and make a couple of cobblers. Been really good for us this year. Along with the 3 peach trees, the apricot and plum, my nectarine tree now has dropped off its leaves. loaded down with fruit this year. Is going to give us a pretty good harvest. I'm pretty sure this thing's a goner. We'll see. My apple trees, on the other hand, have done really well as my pears. It's kind of been odd to see the peach and plum varieties didn't do well with the water, but the apple and pears did. Might be something I want to kind of research a little bit. Well, it's definitely not a typical June update for me. I was telling Gina last night, I was thinking, you know, this time of year my corn would be 7-8 feet tall. Looking forward to a early July harvest. We'd already probably canned some green beans by this time. Tomatoes ripening coming in, and this year it's just nothing. But can't get discouraged. I lamented a couple of days, I guess, but for the most part, we've got to learn as gardeners to take it as it comes, and I've said several times the last couple of weeks, you know, that's why we prepare, that's why we can and put up, you know, because right now that's what's providing a lot of our meals, and hopefully this fall we'll get going again and have a real good harvest. Anyways, you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you later.